new Optimus Prime is here.
I'll transform Optimus! Power Master Optimus Prime, greatest leader of his time!
It's great to be back.
Now, Optimus Prime is back as a Power Master. He only transforms when his Nebulon becomes his engine.
Power Master Optimus Prime! Look! Optimus is transforming into a super robot! Power Master Transformers! Power to surprise!
Right, so that was Power Master Transformers Optimus Prime. Of course, Optimus, I'm sure, sold plenty of units. Huge deal, of course. Seeing him with his Nebulon, definitely something that I'm sure was a huge deal, especially since that was around the time that I think he was, I want to say that, like, I mean, I'm going to say this knowing that most people should know this already. Some people might not, but at one point Optimus does die, and so due to that, it's interesting to see him in this Power Master form with a Nebulon, which is interesting. Interesting combination ability. I like the design. It's a little bulkier than, you know, he's known for being, but still cool. Just definitely on the bulkier side for these figures. If you haven't already noticed, they definitely aren't like your typical figures where they're a little bit, where those figures are kind of smaller. These figures are kind of big, so definitely different, but cool anyway. So yeah.
A new Optimus Prime is here, more powerful than ever. Power Master Optimus Prime.
Power Master Transformers! They've got the power to surprise!
Who's that new Transformer with Optimus Prime?
Okay, this one I kind of didn't catch the name. I think it's like Pretenders. I think it's like Pretenders or something like that. Sorry, I really could not catch the name. Interesting though, definitely different design. If you are a Transformers fan, you might know these guys. Kind of an early design that would eventually develop into what became Beast Wars, clearly, with the whole entire animal motif and bots, although in this case, unlike in that situation where they would transform from animals to bots, it was more like they transformed from animals into Autobots, as their into their vehicle modes, not into their, I mean, or they transform into a vehicle plus whatever is left over becomes like a weapon, which is smart. That's actually a really smart idea, you know, having that combination. But definitely there's some inspiration there that definitely took place with Beast Wars. I'm not sure if Beast Wars was going on at this time or not, or if this was meant to promote Beast Wars, but definitely interesting. So yeah.
Are here. Now, in the world of Pretenders, there are Pretender beasts, strange and terrifying.
Pretenders hide the Transformers inside.
Introducing Pretender beasts. Inside's a beast that transforms into a fighting robot. And there are Autobot and Decepticon vehicles, too. They split to reveal a transformable robot, then reassemble as a fighting machine.
Pretender Transformers, Pretender Transformers, they have the power to surprise.
So that was the Pretender Transformers, as we saw there. More of what we just saw previously, I guess it's Pretenders. They showed off, obviously, Jazz, Bumblebee, Grimlock, as well as Starscream. Interesting to see them in that form. They referred to them as like the classics, which is interesting because at that time, I mean, it wasn't that many years later. So considering the fact that they consider them classics is a big deal. Obviously, compared to what was going on at that time, they were much more classic in that regard. As a whole today, they're definitely classic, but back then, I mean, classic is, yes, but to an extent. Like, it's limited how truthful that is, because, I mean, it's only like a year or two ago that was happening at that point, so, it's weird. I don't know. Okay.
Optimus Prime is under attack. He needs the greatest Transformers ever.
Optimus, we're here as Pretenders.
Jazz, Bumblebee, you're back. And me, Grimlock.
And the evil Starscream is here, too.
Beyond anything you've ever seen before. Transformer Classic Pretenders.
The greats are here as Pretenders, classic Pretender Transformers, Jazz, Bumblebee, Starscream, and Grimlock.
Me, Grimlock, is back.
so that was the Pretender Transformers human design, I guess. Definitely a lot more like realistic, something that it could be definitely used in public. Interesting concept, definitely something that makes a lot of sense in reality if you're a fan of the show and you know, like, they need to disguise themselves. I mean, it's robots in disguise. You know, if you know the theme song, Transformers, boom, boom, robots in disguise. You know, it's the same idea. So disguise could mean many things, and these Pretender Transformers definitely were playing into that idea of disguising themselves in any way. I mean, disguise can imply anything. Disguise doesn't necessarily have to be what they're known for, what like Transformers is known for, which is typically vehicles. It can be a lot of things. So interesting.
After a series of startling defeats at the hands of the Decepticons, the Autobots create a new breed of Transformers.
They look human. They look human, but they're pretenders. Pretender Transformers. Pretenders hide the Transformers inside.
The Decepticons have their own pretenders, strange and terrifying.
Pretender Transformers. They got the power to surprise.
New Pretender Transformers. Get them while they last.
Okay, there's way too much emphasis on the Pretender Transformers. Also, that kid is insane. And that whole entire scene's a bit crazy. But yeah, no, they were a huge deal. If you're a Transformers fan, you know that this was big. So much singing though, like there's so many different like little themes that are made just for these little commercials, and it's nice. I mean, they're little like jingles, so it's fine, and definitely creates a little bit of something to go off of, so that you're not just kind of sitting through a commercial advertising a toy and it looks kind of dumb. Like there's something going on. You hear music, you hear something going on. It's kind of fun. So yeah.
Pretenders look human, but
Pretenders hide the Transformers inside.
Pretenders split apart to reveal a powerful robot inside, then reassemble to fight alongside their transformable robot. But Decepticons have Pretenders too.
Pretender Transformers, they got the power to surprise.
Okay, so that was focusing on the Target Master Transformers. Underwater based units, I guess you could say. This had Piranha, which was interesting to see him. Huge combiner figure. I'm not sure if they ever made a Combiner Wars figure of him yet, or at all, or if they're even considering making one of him. Definitely something to consider. Different design, very bulky, like very thick. I wouldn't necessarily say that he's much else than that. Like he's much thicker than usual, because usually they're very they're built a certain way and they're a lot more square rather than having kind of curves. So it's a little bit more unusual to see that, because this kind of it was definitely brick-like, but it wasn't like, but it definitely had like some curves, which is interesting. So interesting overall.
I'm a video gamer. I'm a skateboarder. I'm a transformer.
New Pretender Transformers are here. Pretenders split apart to reveal a powerful robot. And look, there are evil Decepticon Pretenders too.
Transform the Pretender.
Pretenders sold separately.
So that was the Transformers Monster Pretenders. Interesting, they had a rubbery texture, which is different, obviously, playing into like the rubbery feel of toys today, obviously having something in the back, more or less. So pretty simple. Obviously the majority of the figure really was the plasticky Pretender texture rather than the actual bot. So different for sure. Again, they really wanted to emphasize like, oh, we could really put anything into it. I mean, it could be a monster, it could be a person, it could be anything. I mean, if they wanted to, they probably could have put it in food if they haven't already. I mean, seriously, they could definitely have put it in food and said food Pretenders. If they, and I don't think they had, but if they did, we'll see. Because I mean, some of these commercials I personally haven't seen, so we'll see. But I mean, seriously, they could have done like pretty much anything. So yeah.